Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Yes, indeed, and a very good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and thank you very much for choosing 975 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio as your medium of choice. Good morning, and welcome to today's edition of the morning program, You Talk, on 97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper. I am Kenrick Jaggernaut, and yes, both Mukesh Baburam and myself, well, we will be taking you until the hour of 9 this morning as we look at the issues of the day, the challenges facing us here in Trinidad and Tobago, and also give you, our ardent listening audience, an opportunity to share your thoughts and to share your views with us on some of these matters which we raise on a daily basis. It's just about 14 minutes here past the hour of 6 o'clock, and let me remind you that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of a radio, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Good morning, people. Good morning, and welcome to today's edition of the morning program. Today it's a Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020, and as I look out of our studio here, from Couva in central Trinidad, Exchange Lots to be exact, I can tell you it's a bit gloomy this morning, and the Met Office did indicate that, well, we can expect some showers today. So if you are venturing outside, please walk with an umbrella. And yes, the Saharan dust is still with us. There's this thick plume of dust in the air, and be with us until Friday. So those of you who are suffering with any sort of respiratory illnesses, well, then you need to take all the necessary precautions. Stay hydrated, stay hydrated. So what's on our plate here this morning? Well, first, let me alert you major stories as published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Today, as I said, is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. And in today's edition, it's just about 48, and you can go outside there and get your copy of this publication this morning. As I said, it is priced at only $3, available at all leading newsstands. Well, the big story this morning, or presentation rather, was made yesterday by Secretary of Finance in the Tobago House of Assembly. So you can read all of that details on today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. It's on page 3, and there's a breakdown as to what are some of the entities that will be getting some of these Secretary of Finance and the Economy, Joel Jack, what he is asking for. And in response, Minority Leader Watson Duke, well, he said the budget shows a compounded bad judgment. So those stories on page 3 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Well, the wave of criminality continues in this country. I can tell you, well, yesterday there would have been 4 murders in South Trinidad. We would have reported that to you at our 12 noon news. The now stands at 220. That's my information, 220. teen drowns at Blue Basin Waterfall. He has been identified as a 17-year-old Anton Campbell. You can catch those details, as I said, on page 5 of today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Judge grants bail to release arrested ship. That story is on page 7. HDC, that is the Housing Development Corporation. Well, they are saying they are not at war with farmers. It is not at war with farmers. Managing Director Brent Lyons made the statement during a news conference at the HDC's office in Port of Spain. Relative of crash victim tells drivers be responsible on the road. Well, for years now, I have been making that call right here on this program for motorists to exercise caution, ease your foot off the accelerator. The road carnage continues in Trinidad and Tobago. So those are about some of the stories published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper of this publication. As I said, it is priced at only $3 and available at all leading newsstands throughout the country. In an item of sports, well, head coach of the West Indies cricket team, Phil Simmons, well, the squad will be engaged in what you call a practice game, a warm-up game, so to speak, with each other. And, of course, Simmons is calling on his batsmen to step up to the plate and, perform to the best of their ability. That's in sport as we tackle England in that. Those are but some of the stories, as I said, published in today's edition of the Newsday newspaper. Go outside there and get your copy this morning, folks. Yes, it's chock full of news, views, interviews, and you can also get the latest in the world of sports. Stay with us here, 975 FM Hot Like Pepper, as we continue with today's edition of the morning program, the most interactive morning program on the airwaves of Trinidad and Tobago. That's at 6367547 and 22757. We'll be back to take your calls after these messages from our studio in Couva in central Trinidad. Stay with us here.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week. Only in your you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Attention all bakers, doubles with high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and convenient 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week. Only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Yes, indeed, and thank you very much for being with us here this morning on this Tuesday morning in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. I am Kenrick Jaggernaut, and yes, sitting alongside me this morning is my co-host.
Trinidad and Tobago, in particular listeners of U975 FM. Another nice day here in Trinidad and Tobago, not as hazy as the days before, but still we have to contend with the Saharan dust. As we know, people, according to the reports, it has been maybe the most, since they started to take records on Saharan dust, intense, the most intense.
Well, according to the Met Office this morning, and they're saying that, visibility is very low indeed. And yesterday, driving from Couva, getting on into San Fernando, and when you reach at Palmyra, on the link up there, I tried to look to the north and the central period, so it can tell it tells you the gravity of the situation. Saharan dust in the air, and since last week Friday, I've been reminding the audience to take all necessary precaution, especially those people who are suffering with respiratory illnesses. Be careful outside there, people, and to you the motorists, exercise caution. Be careful on the nation.
Maybe another reason to wear your face mask for those of you who are allergic to all these Saharan dust, etc.
No, I'm glad that you touched on face masks. Yesterday, I told you I was going to visit one of my favorite watering holes, just
Yes,
to
yes.
find out and get a first-hand view.
Look,
as to-
Kendrick, you have to go to see
Yes,
what's going on.
as to exactly what was happening. But I can tell you, despite the fact that the Ministry of Health in its update yesterday called on people to observe social distancing, wear a mask, and so on. Mukesh, for bartenders, proprietors to actually police this thing. Because you have a couple of friends of mine coughing on some favorite beverages of theirs, bouncing, hugging each other, engaging in socializing. So it's going to be a real challenge. But as I say that to you, there's a particular reason why I ran an international story this morning concerning the United States, and more so in Florida and in Texas. More and more businesses open. Are you aware, Mukesh, that the U.S. is preparing for a second wave of this virus? More and more cases are on the rise despite more and more businesses being open. And I also said this morning, but there's a particular reason why I did that too, that in Guyana would have recorded yesterday, Mukesh, the highest number of cases. Saying that to you and the listening audience, because one has to throw your mind back to what Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley would have said about the reopening of borders. He said once our neighbors continue to see a spike, continues to see an increase in cases, our borders will remain locked down. Guyana is one of our closest neighbors, yes? We do a lot of businesses with the United States. And if these countries continue to, we are in this for the long haul, Mukesh.
Well, the United States, as the anthem says, their anthem, is the land of the free.
Mm-hmm.
You don't curb the freedom of the United States people that easily. If you tell people they are restricted, they could demonstrate, as they did demonstrate in front of one of the state capitals, and demanded that these restrictions be lifted. Never mind, COVID, spike was there, infections. So again, this is the land of the free. It is not easy for any governor or any president of America to restrict the freedom of those in the United States. Nevertheless, they have infections. That's one. In America, unless some drastic action is taken, because there were infections already. The infection never died down. It showed in some states a downward slide. They were never COVID-free. So, of course, when there are people-to-people contacts and businesses are open and all these things, but it will rise.
Let's take some callers on our line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Ken. Good morning, Mukesh.
And good morning, friend. How are you?
Right. Good. This is just for information.
Mm-hmm.
Ken? What has happened to the tourism industry of many countries? It has flattened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Certainly. Now, what I'm reading is the Herald in New Zealand and also two newspapers in England. Now, what is happening in many of these countries is that their hotels, right, which have been going through bad times, right, in terms of occupancy and so forth, they are being actually paid money by the government to actually quarantine people who are coming into the country, right? Now, while they are in quarantine, they are being tested too. There are 2 rounds of testing and so forth. And also in Australia, South Korea, and Italy, right, themselves, so that this is actually giving a boost to what is medically called medical tourism, so that this would give a chance to those hotels which are suffering, right, I mean, for months now, at least if they are actually given that kind of, financial thing to charge visitors, that will help them to survive right through this era. And that could happen. Government has given lots of money, right, to the hotels in Tobago, right, to actually, improve themselves and so forth. And I could even think about using, some of these facilities for medical quarantining people who are actually, coming to Trinidad. So it would give a chance to not only the hotels, but even the airlines, right, actually, resuscitate the airline industry, right? Because I'm reading that Caribbean Airlines have lost, millions of dollars over the past 2 or 3 months.
All right, my friend. Well, yes, that's true. According to a report, the Caribbean Airlines, Carl, with most of the planes grounded, you only have travel between Trinidad and Tobago. They would have lost over $100 million, Mukesh.
Without what the gentleman said, passes as medical tourism. Medical tourism is if there is a facility someone does not have, and you have to go to that facility, then it is called medical tourism, because it is not, you cannot source it here. You go to another country. And for instance, the Prime Minister for prostate cancer, he lives here to go quite California. That is, though he could have it here, but he leaves to go abroad for that. That is medical tourism. But quarantining people in a hotel, I do not know if that will qualify for such. But again, listen, America, unless Trinidad and Tobago can feed itself, unless we can feed ourselves, then we do. Even if they are COVID infected and there is a spike, for their people to go to work to feed us. So nevertheless, America, there is a spike up. We need America to go to work because we import more of our food from America. Meats and, all this kind of thing. If America stays home, we don't have food down here to eat.
But take into consideration too, Mukesh, that despite the lockdown, you still have, let's say, cargo planes
well, that's what I'm saying.
Coming into Trinidad. But I want to move on to another point, and it's something which I've spoken about at length on this program. The wave of and Tobago. Yesterday, Mukesh, at least about 4 or 5 people would have been killed in this country. Shot, killed. Asking the question again this morning. Where are all those advocates for justice? Where are all those people, NGOs and what have you? Where are they today? Why are they not saying anything about the wave of criminality plaguing Trinidad and Tobago? With some of the restrictions being lifted, one can anticipate there'll be more and more incidents, home invasion, robberies, burglaries, and what have you. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Gary Griffith, needs to talk to the people of Trinidad and Tobago as to what are his plans in moving forward to stem this scourge.
Well, we have to, they call it the negation of the negation. Prayers can't help, so you negate that. That's out. A new police commissioner can't help. He could talk how much he wants. When if come on the job, he's going to do so much. That cannot help.
Gun amnesty.
All this, you have to start to negate. The negation of the negation. They start to negate. So you forget those who say pray and, if you get a new commissioner that will help, and if you get this and that, you do away with that. What could help? And this is what we have to go to. When our music we listen to always paint people as a victim and potentially, because Kenrick, essentially we are robots now. What we are fed here, how is programmed, is so we are going to act. We are robots. How so in every different religion, people act differently. They are programmed, act differently. They are programmed differently.
And to me, it's not enough for agencies like the Child Protection Unit, the Gender-Based Violence Unit as set up by the Police Commissioner, to issue a release. That's not enough. I think people need more what you call
negate all them
action
saying.
To be taken.
Negate.
Yeah. You cannot write a release and say, well, I am concerned about the wave of criminality. I am concerned about the death of a 2-year-old. That is not enough. That is not enough. Enthusiasm, once again, with that Black Lives Matter movement, I am saying that level of enthusiasm should be displayed by people calling on the authorities of the day to look at what is happening in crime in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
You know our problem here? We have 3 watchwords: discipline, production, tolerance. We don't understand the difference between discipline and freedom. We don't know freedom has responsibility. If we check it out, this is telling us something, It's telling us if we do not discipline ourselves, if we don't understand what's happening, Mukesh made the point about feeding ourselves. South Korea in 1951, people are falling down there on the road from hunger. South Korea, one of the most progressive nations in the world today. People are falling dead on the streets from hunger. Why did they get where they are? They looked at the Japanese model, discipline the education system. We are the most backward people when it comes to that, you know. Right now, we're fighting about Columbus. What 1490 Columbus are we here now? We fight on Columbus today. And we want to plant a pepper tree. A corn. Nothing. You talk about importing food? We importing corn to feed chicken too. We importing eggs. We importing everything in this country. We don't even mind your own hog. Thank you, listening.
All right. Okay. 6:33 in the morning. It's in line. But bear with us. After this commercial break, we keep the lines open.
Hurry to 3C2 Rentals, number 77 Bonaventure Road, Gasparillo, for your business and personal tool and rental needs. Available for rent: coring machines, compactors, concrete vibrators, demolition hammers, drills, saws, scarifiers, pressure washers, generators, welding units, trash pumps, hydrostatic test pumps, and so much more. We offer free transport in and around Gasparillo and at very us at 650-2362 or 789-4581 for more information.
A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting all your general contracting needs. We have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki at 180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, hollow section and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Six 367-547 227-5739, retreated as usual to the newsroom. So you are left with myself for the moment as we continue to peruse the newspapers and give you the headlines and maybe some part of the story. As I say, good morning again.
Yes, morning, Mr. Babaram.
Morning to you, Mr. Belmont.
Morning, Mr. Kenrick, and all the listeners and callers.
Yes, sir.
Now, you raised a very good topic. The amount of criminality and so on taking place in the country, you call on Mr. Griffith. But I'd like to remind you that this hadn't now started, Mr. Griffith. This started since 1990 when people invade Parliament and blow up police headquarters. It has never stopped and it only increased. And I would like we talk about this period because it is just getting worse. And first of all, we have to find out what's causing people to behave like this. And unless we find out what's causing people to kill their mother, their brother, their sister, brother, all this, we have to find out what's causing people to behave like that. Think about, remedy. Thank you.
All right. Well, of course, if you're speaking of the events of 1990, the people were released. The people were released because a member of the then opposition, who was one of the hostages in the Red House, had a copy of the amnesty. And he said, listen, I had it in my hand. I didn't know what to do, so I gave it to one of the... And that document was used to free the insurgents. That document, though he was held hostage, he was one of the hostages. He had a copy of that amnesty, and that is the one that was used by a lawyer. The insurgents. So, it has come back to haunt Trinidad and Tobago. 636-7547-39. Those are the numbers to call. Well, finally, the day was yesterday. So many things were open yesterday. Public spaces, and one of the places much talked about, much anticipated, But the bars, yes, they were open. I don't know for whatever reason people were so excited about bars being open, but yes, it was open yesterday. Any of you who went to the beaches, to the bars, to other places, at the restaurants that may have been opened yesterday, and you want to tell us your experience, if people are adhering to the rules, the new normal, or we have reverted to where we were before the COVID-19 struck. Let's go to the lines. Good morning.
You know, Mr. Belmont, we ain't learning how to know. 1991, great leader was in some Caribbean island. One great leader say, wake me up when it's over. And next great leader leave the parliament and went to look after some emergency. Are we to understand up to now that we don't have leaders in this country? That we put our trust in people who don't? That should teach us a lesson on leadership and have us looking for who we should put to lead, who we should follow. We follow people like goat following goat. Thank you.
All right. It shows you that one of the reasons and maybe the main ingredients for this thing happening, politicians will defend criminal and criminal-minded people as long as it suits them. Gangs are associated with political parties. Their leaders, etc., associated with political parties. They are community leaders. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Very good, sir. And yourself?
God, I'm alive. I'm born in Trinidad, and I'm in Trinidad, and COVID in Trinidad doesn't seem to be as bad as it is around the world, so I have to say hooray.
You're saying hooray to?
No, hooray to Trinbagonians.
The Trinbagonians, everybody, all the Trinbagonians. You said hooray to all Trinbagonians?
Yes, because we did, compared to what is going on in Australia, we still did pretty well. The police were to come in my house to tell we stay inside.
Listen, police were blocking us. Hold on, police was blocking us on the highway.
Excuse me?
The police was blocking us on the highway, had roadblocks to deter people.
In Trinidad?
Well, I thought you lived in Trinidad. I really thought you were Trinidadian.
Yeah, but that's the police job. Isn't the police job to make sure the vehicles on the road?
But you mentioned police in Australia. I mentioned police in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, that part. But let's move on. You know what I called for?
Go ahead.
Last night I saw on my television the UNC had what do they call it? Some sort of broadcast last night. The opposition or anybody in the party. And they tell me new jobs, diversify the economy. But you know what? They said to me last night that all institution that is a weight on the government in finding that they're going to get rid of them. Did you see that ad?
You know, I thought you would have called and talk about crime and a little girl who died and 4 people die. Hold on. On Father's Day and crime just going, at this unprecedented level. I thought you would have been worried about that.
Well, I thought the man that we brought.
Didn't know you worried about what the opposition is saying. I thought you were really worried about all these people who are dying.
I am worried about the people.
But you're not.
I can't do anything about that. I have to worry.
I have to worry
about the 1.3 million that the opposition is trying to get to vote for them by telling me last night she's going to get rid of WASA.
So are you saying the opposition should not try to get people to vote for them?
I'm saying in the manner in which she's trying to do that now. So here's what she said to me last night.
All right, tell me the manner in which she said.
She said to me she's going to get rid of TNTEC, she's going to get rid of the port, TT Post, and all these institutions that are strained on the state.
Right.
To get rid of these companies and put them into private hands. And if WASA had 5,000 people and it only requires 3,000 people to run it, that means she's sending home 2,000 people. So therefore, the 50,000 people jobs that she's going to create, go more another 100,000 and employ 50,000. That logic can't make sense, fellas. So look at what the opposition coming to try to convince me to vote for them. Can't make sense. Think about it.
Yeah,
globally, there's a downturn.
Yeah.
You worried about the undead, the living with bury the dead.
Right.
How the living with survive when a government, when an opposition wants to come into government. to tell me all these people might be, will eventually go home. That's what they're telling me, you know. Enjoy your morning, brother.
All right, thank you. He said he's not worried about crime, but because the only time he may be worried about crime is when the UNC is in government. He might get worried then. But the PNM is government, so he say he is not worried about crime. Who dead already, and that could tell you the level of thinking. Good morning.
I want to know what the opposition may say or not say about it. It has to do with the amount of murders taken. Somebody shoot a 2-year-old child.
Yeah.
What the opposition talking have to do with that? I thought the government had to look after that security of the people, not what the opposition say.
Well, this PNM man,
that's what they want to say.
This PNM man say who dead or no? Already do expect anything again. I know we have callers in line, but bear with myself. We got to go out to a commercial break at 6:45 in the morning.
Davidson Safety Garments for all your industrial safety supplies. We supply a wide range of industrial needs such as face masks, coveralls, shirts and pants, jackets, aprons, lab coats, fire-resistant clothing, steel-toe boots, and we also do embroidery and printing. Visit Davidson Safety Garments Industrial Supplies Limited at number 163 Southern Main Road, Marabella, or call us at 289-289-0508 or WhatsApp us at 773-3863. Our fax number is 653-9. Email us at sales@davidsonsafetygarments.com. Whatever your safety needs, we can supply.
Radiator Works specializes in rebuilding, repairing, recoring, and cleaning of all automotive and industrial radiators. Also oil coolers, heat exchangers, and gas tanks. A wide variety of metal and plastic radiators are all purchased today. Vista Bella, Aripero, Princestown, or their newest location in San Pedro via Rio Claro. Call today 652-6297 or 747-8601. Davies Radiator Works. We cool the heat when you overheat.
This PNM, man, this PNM sycophant. Oh Lord. Crime is not bothering him, no? It means crime is not bothering mainly PNM supporters. He said, who dead, them dead already. This PNM die hard. This sycophant. He has gone beyond support. People are free to support a political party of their choice. A fanatic, a sycophant, a diehard, willing to accept the transgressions of your own party. Let's go to the lines. Good morning.
Mukesh.
Yes, sir.
The Constitution, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
The responsibility of government. What that say about the opposition? When the Constitution, they said the pursuit of happiness. Who else doing what? We are set of macos in this country. We never sit and look at our own situation and put it right. That's why some people kill the neighbor. They kill neighbor who up in neighbor house. They show up in their own house. Thank you much.
Well, while the spike in crime, and what you would expect that as the restrictions are lifted, you will see the crime wave. It will pick up. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Kenrick.
Well, Kenrick is in the newsroom.
Okay, all right. The Battery here come and say why they closed down Caroni and they were losing money. They closed down Petrucci. Now, your Tobagonian Prime Minister say that we should stop weaning off the government. You remember that, Mukesh?
Yeah.
Is Tobago weaning off for us for the last 20 years?
4.7 billion.
Billion, and how much they contributing?
But
200 million.
Yeah.
If you multiply, they have about 58 to 60,000 people, right?
Yeah.
If you go on your 60,000 from $4.7 billion, each head in Tobago will get almost for more than $7 million. Each one of the head in Tobago. What they're doing with our money, what they're weaning up all our money, but since PNM in charge of Tobago, that balance, to hell with all you. We're not accounting for nothing, but this is shameless people. This is shameless thinking. If I take in your money, Mukesh, and I see you coming up the road, I go and duck and hide, not them. They go walk up there and say, so what? All your tail that be money. That is not your money. This is Trinidad and Tobago. And I will tell you something. I went to Tobago lots of time. I lived there for 8 months straight. You ever see a souvenir in Tobago mark Trinidad and Tobago? They mark Tobago.
All right.
And 90% of Tobagonians don't like us. You have to go in the street and line with them. When I went to work with a man doing construction, and we said lime on the street. They don't like you. They go, what's your cutter if you're in a bar? So Tobago, stop weaning up them because all the weaning up Trinidad and Tobago for the longest while. And you know how long Patrick Manning, remember Patrick Manning, they appointed a committee. I think I stand corrected. I think Ryan and Laguerre was part of that committee to see what could happen to Wassa. They sent in a report and he hid it. And one of it, Bartara, was to to privatize Wassa. One of it, and the next one was for TNTech to privatize it because they put a set of PNM people, they're doing nothing and weaning off our money. I will tell them all later.
All right, nice, good. All right. The callers come first. Good morning.
Pleasant good morning. Babu Ram.
Good morning, sir.
And Kenrick, good morning to him also.
All right, yeah.
And Mr. Babu Ram.
Yes, sir.
Happy belated Father's Day.
Hey, thank you. Same to you, sir.
And I say it with love, my brother.
All right, nice.
You see, when my good friend, who chose to be a PNM of the then Patrick Manning and the PNM of the Rowley, two different parties.
Yes, well, we have dealt with the PNM. Let us know what the UNC proposes to do to alleviate the situation.
Say that again, Mayor.
We have dealt with the PNM. You know what the PNM doing and all kind of But the UNC, they are the government in waiting.
Right.
So what are they proposing to do?
But if you listen to the leader of the party, the amount of vision that lady have, 2020 to 2025, and the amount of job that she's going to create, I may remind you, it's no joke, because she did it before. You understand? And the amount of things that's going to take place, especially in the East-West corridor. The PNM run this country for 5 years, and they ain't create nothing for the people in this country.
Forget the PNM. Let me deal. Forget the PNM. He's talking about the plans of the UNC.
No, we have to talk about the PNM also because they're in charge, Mukesh. They're in charge. And if you're in charge, you have to get a blame and all. You got to get a blame. Because you cannot tell people, I listened to Roger in the Labor Day speech that he have. First job in Petrotrin. The government and the taxpayers and the state was running that place. You understand? And I want to know from him, who is trying to fool? Who am I trying to fool? And may I remind you also, my friend, in the end of the day, what you happening right now, the price of oil was going down from 2014 to 2015. And the then Prime Minister told them and tell the country, leave this government because we see what happening and we know exactly what to do. And PNM crushed this country because look at Tobago. You're a Tobagonian. And look at the man treat Tobago.
Hello.
Tobago now. Sorry?
Hello. If the people chose PNM in 2015, that many people lost confidence in the UNC.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on. They won't lose confidence in a party and a government if the government was doing good.
Let me tell you something, my brother. Lies, makeup, fool the people them that make.
Hold on. Name one of the lies.
Oh God!
No, you say you come and you're saying lies. Name one of the lies.
No, but you talk about email gate. You talk about journalists gonna get killed. You talk about Kamlati for the money and corruption was going on left, right, and center. And corruption. And may I remind you also, more money is spent under this administration right now than the People's Partnership. When the money go on, what you can show to the people them? Come look at still show all the bridges, all the box train, all the, and you could go on and on, my friend. You understand? What you could do. But I ask you something. Let me be real. You cannot support a party blindly. And the people in this country should understand, because when the UNC do anything wrong, I will stand up and say it.
All right.
And Kenneth do that, and you hear me say so.
All right, sir.
But in the end of the day, my friend, the people in this country, PNM is mashing up this country, destroying it, and what happened? The same time.
Thank you very much, sir. All right. Well, sorry to just cut you, sir, because we are up to the news time. And when this candidate re-enters the studio, is my signal to clear the way, because it means Umar Ratan Singh will be here, and news will be up at 7.
Yes, indeed, and thanks for staying with us here at 975. Let's go to the lines again. Hello, good morning. Welcome. Well, I'm so sorry to hold us back. Okay, you're back on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning. What was the name of the lady? Mary King. The first person, or one of the first person to be fired with allegations of corruption, and the Prime Minister at the time tried to save face, is get rid of Mary King. Then we had the National Security Minister. What was his name? He was a military man. They gave you a diplomatic post. Right? How many Ministers of National Security did you change? We had and I can't forget the creep interchange. What become a Stacey? What's her name? Is it Stacey Rupner, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, she is no longer, I think it was about Suresh Rambachan. She was isolated from the party. Understand, your partner next to you said to us yesterday, the reason why the lady is picking new faces is because she had reaction before time. And she wanted, put out Ganga Singh. What was the next man? The rice man. Put he out the bicycle rice man. So he outside. I see he walking with, I think the gypsy, I think he walking with just the other day. So that is why we vote out 29 seats. That's why we vote them out. Based on what? All the talk.
Of discussion just after the 7 o'clock hour. But as of now, I know that our lines are burning up in Mukesh, but we need to head up to the 7 o'clock newscast with Umar Ratan Singh. And when we come back, we'll be into the second hour of today's edition of the morning program. You Talk 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Time has come. On 5 FM, music for you. It's all about you.
97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
It is now time for Major News to the Hour, brought to you by Crystal Beverages Company, Super Quality Supermarket, Sheikh Elisha Limited, and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is news on U97.5 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Umar Ratan Singh. Good Street, Tunapuna, while McLeod lived less than 100 feet away at a house along Achong Trace. They were both gunned down on Friday night along Upper Fairley Street in the vicinity of Bamboo Trace. Autopsies for both father and daughter are accorded to take place today at the Forensic Science Center in St. James. Heritage Patrioted plans to increase its security measures. This after 3-inch gas lines were cut in Barkpo on Friday. Responding to a question in the Senate, Minister of Energy and Energy Industries Franklin Khan said incidents like these in the southwestern peninsula have been a perennial problem over the years. He said the incident was a dangerous exercise and the perpetrators were lucky that the lines were dormant.
And Heritage plans to increase mobile patrol in areas with the assistance of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Force. Very importantly, asks the community for assistance in helping to monitor the assets of Heritage. We have the camera system, and more importantly, to establish a hotline so that these incidents can be reported to Petrotrin directly.
Of Minister Franklin Khan.
remain as Chief Executive Brian Camus. This after apologizing last week for comments he made on social media that were harshly criticized by the Prime Minister. In a media statement, the Chamber said the Board of Directors met with Faria to discuss matters related to a recent news and social media coverage. According to the statement, as a result of the discussions, the board had determined that Faria would chamber. The wave of criminality continues in this country. This as police were called to the scene of a shooting which occurred at Long Circular Road, St. James last evening. The incident took place around 5 p.m. and a woman was said to be hit. A report said the victim succumbed to her injuries at the St. James Medical Facility. Her identity known at this time. Meantime, a 17-year-old has drowned at Blue Basin Waterfall, Diego Martin. Yesterday morning, on the first day the government approved the resumption of outdoor recreational activities, which includes limes at beaches and rivers. Preliminary reports and emergency health services were contacted, deemed unresponsive. As well as provisions for community-based environmental protection and enhancement program and unemployment relief program. Secretary for the Division of Finance and the Economy, Joel Jack, made the budget presentation yesterday. The Division of Health, Wellness and Family Development gets the lion's share of the fiscal package, $800 million.
Education, innovation and energy, $525.6 million. Community development, enterprise development and labor, $118.4 million. Infrastructure, quarries and the environment, $475 million. Health, wellness and family development, $811.7 million.
The WHO and WHO representative Dr. Erica Wheeler says once this country's border remain closed, there will not be a second wave of COVID-19. Responding to a question at the Ministry of Health's virtual media conference, she said the most important factors when TNT borders are open would be if the country's healthcare system can cope with the influx of new cases, and that measures are in place to treat with patients entering the country. Dr. Wheeler said there is still an exponential growth and it's something we must all be concerned about.
It is true that no country can keep its borders closed forever, but it is also true that a country needs to gauge the strength of its health system and the ability to cope with an influx of persons, some of whom may very well have COVID-19.
The voice of Dr. Erica Wheeler. Regionally, Guyana has recorded its largest spike in the number of novel coronavirus disease cases, 21 more persons being confirmed as having tested positive yesterday. The results, which were announced by Chief Medical Officer Dr. Shamdev Prasad, represent the highest number of new cases to be announced in a single day in Guyana. Annually, Florida topped 100,000 coronavirus cases, with many of those who tested positive being young people. In a response, the Miami mayor has ordered everyone to wear.
Florida's governor acknowledged increased testing alone cannot account for the recent record number of new coronavirus cases. He said he would crack down on businesses or order a statewide mandatory face mask.
Join us again at 8 a.m. for more news. I am Uma Ratan Singh. Good morning.
That was major news to the hour. Broadbridges Company, super quality supermarket, Sheikh Leisure Limited Day. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited in Gasparillo for all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forgetting 80.
prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Attempts and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquid, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopied rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot
Hi, Sharon. How is your daughter?
Fine. She's 2 inches taller.
My son is 5 inches taller.
My daughter's class prefect.
Well, my son is president of the book club.
My daughter scored 90% on her SEA test.
My son. Fine, you win.
Newsday's new the future they want tomorrow. Available in your Monday Newsday. Newsday, independent and credible.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Time check came to you through the kind KTC of a radio on 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. A note, welcoming on board this morning Mukesh, our international audience. And yes, folks, you can catch us live on YouTube at RCLU 975. Continue to keep you informed on this morning's program of U-Talk, 9's Kenrick Dragonaut and Mukesh Baburam. 1 o'clock news, I understand you had a heated discussion with one of our regular callers this morning, Mr. Bang Village.
Yes, well, before him was, like yourself, I like to engage people with, mention their own party from their own parties, but before they look at the next party, look at yourself first and let us know what is going on.
All right, well, we have some callers on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yeah, Kenrick.
Yeah, good morning.
When Kamala tried to make the party right against allegation wrongdoing, people said it was an indictment. That was a fame, you know. All are we thief.
Well,
that was an allegation. That was some people man named McCarthy. All are we thief. And come here talk about Kamala moved some people because of allegations. Well, she did well. That's what we need. We people could move the people who are suspect of wrongdoing, even if they do are wrong. But let's stand in public and say we thief and applaud it.
Okay, it's and Governor Line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yeah, morning, Kenrick and Mukesh and Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning, sir.
Why are we looking at revenue from oil going up and down and all of that? No one is speaking to League Asphalt Limited and all the bitumen and stuff that's going on at Trinidad over such time, and nobody's saying what is the revenue from that, because that's an export market there that raise a lot of money for Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, I not hear any minister pronouncing on that and the other aggregates and all of that.
Well, I too have been remaining very concerned about that because I have a number of friends who work at Lake Asphalt, and I remember sometime last year there would have been I don't know what has happened to that thus far, but we have some other callers on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, good people.
Good morning, my friend Bhavani. How are you this morning?
I am interestingly good.
What's happening? What's happening?
Interestingly good.
Yes.
All right.
I watching thing from my perspective. I do not have sight, but I have vision. Anyhow, there we go. Well, I see Tobago produce a budget or asking
7.
They never get over 3 billion for years. Why you go? Anyhow, they say the more you beg is the more you ask for sometimes.
It's an election year. It's an election year, don't
It's an election year.
One must take into consideration to Bhavani that Tobago has what you call about 65,000 people.
Right.
And you are asking for $4.7 billion. And most of this sum, Mukesh, is for CPEP and URP.
And for filling vacancies for political reasons. You understand? Now, $50 million was given to you running a business okay, let me say, Anand, whatever his name is.
Ramprasad Singh.
Right. He say, Kenrick boy, I think I done with this, son. Right? You're running a business. If it's running at a loss, and you have to question yourself. You understand? So the same thing with the hoteliers. We don't pay $20 to go and spend a night in Tobago, you know. We pay $100 on the statue of the room and the convenience and all of that. So how come you have to prop them up? Something is wrong. Either it's managing, either you're trying to eat more than you could yourself and your business operations. And this is what a lot of companies need to do now. Take a rain check, because if you're spending money and you're not seeing returns, especially if the project is an income-generating project. Now, there are NGOs that are not income-generating. They are service providers, right? And therefore would depend on some level of support from elsewhere. But where you have a business operation, you know, nobody is supposed to prop you up in that manner. Yes, you lost some money because of COVID, but you don't have to say, well, look, $50 million for restoring property, upgrading property, that kind of thing. You say, you give a little cost business, but at the same time, you can't just take up $50 million and put to that sector. You know, I mean, business is business. Sense is sense.
All right, well, I hear you, and let's thank you very much for your contribution with us, Bhavani. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to respond to your last caller because he talked on something, Kendrick, and I think we need to stay on that thread. Gabriel Ferrer and Clyde Wood, I got his name. He spoke about this in an op-ed piece. Prime Minister targeted Faria and said he sucks the country. Since the largest chamber of commerce in this country, in the Caribbean, oil and gas and manufacturing. And every business that comes to Trinidad that's a foreign entity goes through our chamber. Billions of dollars. What have those companies done for your village and your community and lifting people up? Many of these companies, and I'm serious, the Prime Minister said something, I disagree with him a lot. I'm not got to say it as it is, Kendrick. What has these chambers done for your community?
Yeah, but one must also take into consideration to him that Faria was expressing an opinion. And the question begs to be asked whether, how can you separate the...
I addressed it. One was the chipping away of the right to freedom of speech, but the other one is the capitalism that crushes freedom of speech. You see, when Faria went back and apologized, he's not standing up for freedom of speech. He is hurting all of us. So, yeah, he gives a private opinion, but he used a public entity to give that communication. WhatsApp is owned by Facebook. It's not even encrypted anymore. So let us just look at the big picture. Manufacturers in this country, and the fact is, they constantly get... And you have this gameplay where the manufacturers are responsible for workers' rights, maternity leave, sick pay, training. They're supposed to mentor you, give you the training to have a safe working environment. How many lawsuits are in industrial court?
Thank you very much for your contribution. Well, just to inform you that Gabriel Faria will stay on as Chief Executive Officer of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce. Just after the board would have met yesterday, and they would have, actually refused the resignation of one Gabriel Faria. So he still remains the Chief Executive Officer of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Commerce. But even though you hold a very senior position in the country, so to speak, you're not a government minister, but you had various chambers and so have you. And the woman is right. It's about expressing one thoughts, and if it is that you every time you express your thought, and it's being viewed against the regime or putting the regime in a bad light, it brings into question freedom of speech.
Well, I have made myself clear quite a number of times. What I ensure I could also say publicly. That's one thing. That's one of my philosophy. What I can tell somebody privately in a corner, I can also say publicly. That's one of the things I can do. So, but let's deal with privacy. This is a WhatsApp group, a few of them, and privately, Kenrick, you told a member of a political party. But this is what political parties do. The ruling party tries to retain power, and the opposition party tries to get power. That is the normal run of politics. he said nothing wrong there. Any ruling party tries to remain in power. They do whatever they can to remain in power.
Want to serve the people of Trinidad and Tobago, or to look at what is in the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago. But sometimes, what is the best interest of themselves? You see, with politics, Mukesh, you see the trappings of office and power. To remove yourself from that level of comfort, it's quite challenging, you know. Quite challenging. That's why I applaud people like Dr. Tim Gobi Singh and Dr. Surajratan Ramachan for bowing out of the race gracefully, making way for young. I think it was Brian Bago who said that we should applaud Kamla Prasad Bisesa. I said, why? And maybe there's merit, where he's saying that, look, for the longest while, people have been calling for change. People have been calling for fresh new faces, fresh voices to face the electorate. Now that an opportunity is being presented to the electorate with fresh faces.
Well, again, political leaders do things, right? There are always needs for fresh faces in politics. And just 1 second, Kenrick. Yes. However, when you change, if you lose election, all she has to do, if she could change the rest, she could retain her leadership, just in case she loses election. But what they do is that, because suppose she gets 20 seats, she's in opposition. All she needs out of that is 10 to retain herself as leader of opposition. That's all she needs.
So is it about winning government or maintaining and cementing yourself as an opposition leader?
Politicians and political party is themselves first. It's their political career. Country and everything come afterwards. They go there because a politician don't mind if they mash up a country to remain in power.
Yeah, but even let's go further with the conversation. Here it is that you have Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Many would have said that she would have lost 4 elections and so on. You are going now into a general election. Should she not win office, what then becomes of her political career? Will we have the membership, calling for her head?
Well, once she chooses, for her, for giving them that seat, a chance to win a seat, 10 and herself more, she will retain her leader of opposition, and then the leadership of the party will come into question maybe later on. But the first thing, leader of opposition, she will retain that.
All right, let's take
I am not saying that is her intention. Her intention first is to win government.
Well, let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Kendrick, I'd like to ask you another question.
Sure, ma'am. Go ahead.
All those hotel tourism and the hotel association, who sits at the helm? Who are the owners of all these hotels? And what have they done for those poor people in Tobago? We laugh at Tobago. We put them down. There are places in Tobago that have no electricity, no running water, no shops, bad roads, and you never hear from them because they could quickly be silenced like a SWAT fly. A SWAT on a fly. Well, whatever. But what I'm saying to all is this. For all of we to rise up, we cannot keep putting power and control over our lives, more power over us. To do right. And we have a constitution to speak up. But you have to have knowledge to speak up, Because if you're only watching, your brains will fool you. That is why education is so important. And I share this because Ms. Bisesa said she wants to have every child exposed to early education. Every child. And to get early education, you need access to roads, and you need access to books, and you need... Why in 2020 our people are still begging for water, and in parts of Gulf, in parts of Tobago, in Port of Spain, and all of Manus Island, people never once complain. You know what they complain about? Us and crime. And last night I watched the whole plan, and I like it.
All right, well, we hear you, ma'am. But she's making an important point here. We have all of these NGOs. You have all of these... let's look at the Penal Debe Regional Corporation, the Penal Debe Chamber. Because we are into the rainy season. I have not heard anything, and I apologize if there would have been a release and it would have escaped me. I have heard nothing coming from this chamber. I have heard nothing coming from this chamber about the crime situation in the Penal Debe area. You have 4 people who would have died yesterday in South Trinidad. They have gone very silent. The fact is only when their members are impacted in a particular way, then you have these chambers coming out and talking. They would have spoken about COVID-19 on businesses. But moving forward in the Pinal DB area, whenever it rains heavily, you have this this challenge of flooding. Why have they not said anything thus far? Call on the government of the day, call on the various authorities of the day to address the situation. Go ahead.
Well, people respond when their interests are threatened, affected, or, one way or the other, there's something concerning their interest. And if their interest is neither affected, nor compromised, nor threatened, then they may not want to come out. Look, Gabriel Faria just say something privately about the Prime Minister and politicians. He did, and in fact, he spoke about politicians, across the board. When you're in government, this is what you try to do. Retain power. And tender an apology, which most people felt that, most respondents we see in the newspaper felt that was unrequired, really. But he belongs to a chamber. And because he belongs to a chamber, he had to quickly save face and tender
7:30 in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I need to get back into the newsroom, and I'll be back with you in about 15 minutes time.
Okay. All right. Well, this, of course, is 7:28. Kenrick is required in the newsroom. So you are left, unfortunately, with myself for the next 30 minutes until he returns. As far as COVID-19 is concerned, I see there for over a 24-hour period, just over a 24-hour period, there were 183,000 infections worldwide. In only 24 hours, there were 183,000 infections worldwide. And of course, if there are 183,000 infections, there will be thousands of deaths that will accompany that. A 24-hour period. So the situation is not getting better. The situation is indeed getting worse. Brazil, the United States, India, the three leading countries, in that order, when it goes to the COVID-19 infections. So what is there as yet? Of course, we have to be happy that we have lifted restrictions. But we shall continue when we return. It's 7:30 in the morning, and we got to go to a commercial break.
Eddie's Pharmacies Limited newest location inside JTA Supermarket, C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando. They offer blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol and pregnancy testing, as well as all pharmaceutical products and over-the-counter drugs, along with CDAP prescriptions. Sagicor Carry Care International Medical Card, Guardian Life Provider Card and Republic Bank points are all accepted at their three locations of Eddie's Pharmacy Limited. RS Building in Pinal and C3 Center, Current Village, San Fernando.
Grand Diamond Hotel invites you to dine in our newest and exquisite grand opening Chai Thai restaurant situated at LP 12 Golden Grove Road, Piaku. Come and enjoy our authentic Thai and Indian cuisine, and our outdoor terrace would be available from the 22nd of June with an outdoor patio and roof opening hours 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily. Takeaway and delivery services are available 11 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. Secure parking and excellent services.
(7:32 in the morning). 3,000 new cases of coronavirus in just 24 hours. That's across the globe. Eh? Good morning.
Hey, morning, Mr. Babu.
Morning to you, sir.
Morning, Trinidad. Right, the topic hot for the morning, boy.
Yes.
You want to put that just now? I say, well, I got no space this morning. The lady that was called about dealing with the barrier thing. You know, I like her passion how she does. I mean, bring across things.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's so nice. People with that fun in the country. All right, Mr. Thing for. I didn't do the math, but I suppose it is $7.8 million per person. So for everybody in Tobago, I could get $7.8 million.
All right.
That ratio there. But we need to have some form of proper accountability there, because at the end of the day, when money runs short, everybody else suffer, whether you like me or you like me. So they need to have some form of. I hear what's talking about any accountability, man. You see, that you think about these fellas. You're seeing, we're seeing challenges in front of us, right? They have a system going over there, and at the end of the day, he wants to get in the power, but he ain't talking about the accountability. So, I mean, and that's one of the main things that we need to look at. I mean, like the money that they get in there, I hear they say that people that out water, certain parts that they don't have water and so on. I mean, that shouldn't be if you have that kind of money spending there. Because that just because about two constituencies in Trinidad. If you that kind of money spending in two constituencies in Trinidad, we are supposed to have nothing lacking. So you need to have an overview, maybe the system, something of how everything is governed there. Generally, even in Trinidad, from here.
All right, yes.
That's a contribution for now, bye.
Well, Tobago, yes, the constituency of Trinidad and Tobago, the constituency, it may have the area, two constituencies here in Trinidad and Tobago. However, Tobago is an island surrounded by water. It is different from a constituency held here in Trinidad. In fact, Tobago consists of two constituencies, but it is an island surrounded by water. Constituencies in Trinidad don't have an airport or a seaport, except in the city. Constituencies like Couva North or Couva South don't have hotels to run. So it is different. Let's just say it is different. It is an island by itself. So its needs and its progress and the cost of progress will be different. Constituencies in Trinidad don't have hospitals. Tobago, there is a hospital. Well, of course, if it falls in San Fernando or Port of Spain, etc. So,
good morning, Pundit.
Good morning to you, sir.
I just want to mention a thing about Tobago.
Yeah.
We need to treat Tobago nice. It is how much? 60,000 people?
Around there.
But what I would like to know, why does Tobagonians don't like Trinidadians? Why? And they're dependent on our pockets.
Yeah.
That is what I want to know. We need to treat them nice. But I can on many hotels in Tobago and see what the price is like.
Well, I worked at one of the hotels. Go ahead. During construction.
I can't afford to go stay in a hotel in Tobago.
Yeah.
Why I could do that? Let me see, in Barbados or Grenada is comparatively cheaper than Tobago. And I believe they could do that because the hoteliers and people in Tobago have the government in their back pocket. Treat the Tobagonians because according to them, we owe them. We owe them, and the little talk is that don't get them mad because all the gas they up there in the north and east coast, it says they own. Not telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So I just hope coming election that they could count the vote. Let it count the vote because there's somebody talk about this Calcutta inspector from Abdi. He was really against the UNC people. So let me make the best of a bad job. Treat them nice,
vote out the government from here, and we can see where we're going from then. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Treat them nice. Vote out the government from here. Let's see where we're going. All right. I like your thing you have said. Treat them nice. Vote out the government from here. And what's the final statement? I can't remember. Well, I see Barry Padarat. He was screened virtually by the United National Congress. But Penny could do the same thing. She didn't have to fly down here and go in quarantine and, all these things. I mean, she was requested to return. Would he be the candidate for Princestown? Barry Padar, of course, when he returns, he may return with his daughter. Wish both of them all the best. Again, throughout the world, we have 183,000 new infections of COVID-19 in 24 hours. Don't you find that is scary? Don't you find that is concerning? I mean, you should be concerned. Because as soon as we open borders, as soon as we open borders for international flights, for international travel, and the opening of borders will come. We cannot remain isolated. So if we have to import food, request that we open our borders for travel and leverage this food and other things we import. We may have to do that. Good morning.
Good morning, Mukesh.
Good morning to you, sir.
And this is the reason I was asking yesterday, are we really in line to have an election this year? Because if we are not putting measures in place at our entries to this country, the borders entry, the government of the day has not identified to the citizens what measures are they going to put in place so when they do open the borders, security and safety falls hands. Because if countries are opening up and you are seeing where doctors in Florida are saying young people are getting this, up to now, the government, even the airport, the ports of entry, no one has said what measures they have put in place. And that's the reason why I asked the question yesterday. We are in line for a general election come this year, according to the Constitution. But if the Prime Minister is stating that he's not prepared to open the said borders, then tell us what measures are you implementing from now, Mukesh?
Yeah.
A lot of people outside want to come back home, and the government keeps saying, you will come home when the borders are open. Okay, so if the borders are open, let's dialogue now. If the borders are open, freely for tourism, whatever, our citizens in this country who are outside want to come back in, are they going to be mandatory to be quarantined as well? These are questions we have to ask. Many people I know outside, and they keep asking me on Messenger, on Facebook, or even on WhatsApp, when are they opening the borders? I want to come home. I have business to see about. What the Prime Minister, the CMO, and the Minister of Health and the National Security Minister, Mukesh, they're not asking.
Yes.
They're just beating around the bush.
All right.
Right? So I would like to know, as of today, if the government is really having an election, what security measures and medical measures that they are putting in place when the borders do open, and if the borders do open, our bona fide citizens who went away on a little vacation, who went away on a business, and have to come back home, what measures the government is going to implement on these bona fide citizens? Have a good morning.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, of course, two things you mentioned there. Borders being open. The borders of when? It's not a matter of if, but when. Because if a vaccine is not found, well then we cannot isolate ourselves. We have to learn to live with COVID-19. And two, elections. There is only a 3-month extension from the date a government was sworn in 5 years after. There is only a 3-month extension. After that, the Constitution does not provide anything. So an election must be held this year. Good morning. Hello?
Good morning again.
Yes, sir.
You know, known vaccine for this virus. And what has happened is this. You see, all of we man who like to go all about and line, We have to honor our marriage. Stay home. Stay home.
Hello?
Hello?
I know people who stay home and still don't honor their marriage. Eh?
Well, I know some man had 2 sisters in the house and all kind of things. No, I can tell you if you want to know it right over.
People who at home too and still don't honor their marriage. But go ahead.
Yes. This is what you call a clampdown. And that, you see nature? Don't play with nature. You have big jet, you have this, you have that. Travel now? Travel.
Yeah.
Hey, what about Barry Padarat and that lady? How did they come into the country? Private jet?
Padarat is not in the country.
Oh.
He was screened virtually.
Okay, well, tell me.
Go ahead.
The Beckles, how did she get screened?
Virtually.
Virtually mean that they're doing this thing over Skype or something.
Yes, all these things.
I thought somebody, I want to know who it is pay for that flight. Because if you remember, Jack Warner, he gave some $12 million for that person that come from Orlando to Trinidad to give Kamala a pickup. In 8 hours, he get $12 million and he go on his way and he lying and telling she, I hear the, what is that, comedy of errors? You need nothing. Politicians generally, they do not have the population interest at heart. And the picture that I have, it have a big pile of money on top of the table. All the politicians sit down around it. Nobody want to put their hand in the pile, you know.
Yeah.
But everybody in one another.
Yes.
One man, you know how cattle operate? Take your hand, take the little foot, and they pull something. Well, what that fall off the table, that is for the boys, the contractors, and all kind of thing. But they don't have nothing, no interest a week. None. They're sitting on up there. Hey, how much you got teeth this way? How much you got teeth for that? Bridge, we had to do this. Any politician, yeah, no, you had to build a bridge. But you can't do it yourself so many million. What I go get?
All right, so we got to go to a commercial break, right?
So available books, mithai, and murtis made to order. Visit Jyoti's Puja store today and be greeted with the kindest and most courteous staff with best prices and secured parking. Jyoti's Puja store located at 542 Southern Main Road, Chase Village, Shigwanas. Contact 671-3849.
And brokerage needs. We provide import and export, logistics, customs clearance, and consultations. Our friendly staff will handle your shipment with care and safety. Visit JD Customs Brokerage Services Limited at number 51 Stevens Street, California, or call 221-3425. WhatsApp us at 356-7279 or fax 221-9519. Email us at jdpsltt@gmail.com.
Okay, let's go to the lines again. Good morning.
Morning again, Mukesh.
Yes, brother.
Learning that Caribbean Airlines have lost a large sum of money within the past 6 weeks, I saw it on social media.
100+ million, yes, go ahead.
Right. Knowing that Caribbean Airline planes are not big planes, they are very small planes that travel internationally and regionally, right?
Yeah.
My question is now, I've seen where the airline agencies are asking for a bailout from the government to stay in business. The question now is this. If I was paying, let's say, $3,500 or $4,500 to travel to Canada and stand to be corrected by anyone, is now social distancing going to raise the price of an airline ticket to travel out of Trinidad to an international country? Because a couple of weeks ago, when a plane came from Canada to Trinidad to pick up Canadian citizens who was trapped here, a friend of mine who traveled on that flight said there was no social distancing. The plane was full to capacity, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to understand. I have to fly out very soon to come there, so I have to take to do home back there in Canada very, very urgently. The question that lies now is this: is Air Caribbean and even the other airlines from Trinidad out of the international world, are they now going to raise their airline ticket because of social distancing on the plane? Because they're going to be running at a lesser just in plane if we have to be seated distance apart, right?
Yeah.
Is this going to take a toll on the traveling pocket in such a sense? Because you see, agencies and companies need to have a meeting to explain all of these things to the traveler. Now you may have to dig deeper in your pocket to fly out to conduct your business. That's going to take a toll on each and every one.
Yeah.
The other question lies is this. Since everybody is saying this is the new normal in the world where we have to wear masks and, hand sanitizer and keep a distance away from people, the question lies is this. We do not have a vaccine. They are trying to work on a vaccine. But is it now going to be a long-term effect where this social distancing is going to be in effect? I am hoping. And also the WHO. I have mentioned this before. Maybe if you have to fly out of your homeland to go to a foreign country, whether it be for a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks to conduct business, is it now that they're going to try to get a medical passport for people to use that you're traveling 15 days before, that you can produce the right? So you see, people in this country, business people and the workers who work in lives is this, Mukesh. Caribbean Airlines and all the other airline agencies who to the general public, if prices of tickets is going to be increased. Because when you're traveling on a plane, Mukesh, they charge you a price for overweight of luggage. Now the plane going to be running less, so they could charge you for overweight of luggage. All of these things have to take in. You see, Mukesh, I will give you a contribution for you to think, right? So these are the questions I am asking because many of even myself, we are asking these questions. I hope somebody from Caribbean Airlines, Air Canada, Virgin Atlantic, you name it, WestJet, somebody come out and make some sort of a statement so we know how deeper we are digging in pocket in the short space of time to come when we do open our borders of Trinidad and Tobago. Have a good morning.
Thank you very much, sir. Well, two things that nowhere would you find 100% adherence to social distancing, except in places like China where it's a one-party state. And if the state come down on you and you have to confine yourself at home. But nowhere you will find 100%. Even locally here, you don't see it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
You see, that airline we have there, they just get 65, I guarantee it, 65 million US. How do you think that money go last for them? Fellas getting big P, boy. Big P. They're doing now, they're glad too bad. And the worst food and the highest price per ticket is Caribbean Airlines. So if I'm traveling, I walk down
the worst food you said?
Huh?
What you said, the worst food?
Worst food.
Okay.
Kaika.
And you have traveled in many different airlines?
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, I'm asking you to determine it is the worst food, then you would have to travel in other airlines.
Tell you something. I came one time and JetBlue.
Yeah.
I met the front and we just talking old pilot talk and stuff. Now. And I would tell you, you don't get anything from JetBlue. And this happened to me about 2 times. You know,
you get a snack, man. They give you a snack. They pass and they give you twice, a snack thing. And something to drink.
Here. I must walk some kind of Uber on them.
Yeah.
Because when I went to the flight, the flight attendant come and tell me, she said, they can't you. I said, yeah, with only $5 and a little drink. She said, no, anything you want.
Yes.
So I was lucky.
Yeah.
Twice on JetBlue to get catered good.
All right, okay. All right, so thank you very much. All right, well, it's 7:54 in the morning. He said he was well treated on JetBlue. They opened the bar for him. And, all right. Well, Kendrick Jackson is up next. Well, he's here already. I know we have callers in line. Kendrick will open the lines for you.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM, Hot Like Pepper. Good morning, and thank you for choosing us. Good morning.
Good morning, the Honorable Kenrick and the Honorable Mr. Babulal.
And Mr. Babura.
Babura, my humblest apology. You know, sometimes it a slip of the tongue.
It's about
And
3
I
months
don't
ago,
make it a
Babulal.
mistake when I go to vote in booth, you know. Sorry, sirs. My humblest apology. But I want to talk about the border closed. The border ain't closed, you know. I recently seen Venezuela monkeys and parrots and things. No, how the border could close and them coming in Trinidad?
Facilitated by whom?
Well, I don't know. No, if they come in, I don't believe they come for screening, because I know they're opening the border for people to come in for screening, right? I don't believe those parrots and those monkeys going for screening. Now, you know what coming in with those things too? How you going to protect them birds and them monkeys? You have to have something by the side. How you think the guns coming in? Through an open book like that. The Ministry of National Security, I know the minister has some, but I believe they are covered. You can't see. That is where we're supposed to close down. Now, if those things come in, those people bring them in, and the chances are they could bring in the coronavirus too. I mean, they say if we have to have a surgeons coming through right there and we're not seeing it, we say we protected, but we allowing the Venezuelans and them to come in.
All right. Let's take another call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5.
I've had the benefit of traveling with BWA and Caribbean Airlines in the Caribbean, US, Canada, and Europe. I have traveled both economy and first class. I can tell you, they serve good food, tasty food, and we get good service. So I don't know who sells the worst food that you get on Caribbean Airlines. Thank you much.
Okay, my friend. Well, I traveled recently on Caribbean Airlines, and I can tell you that the service meted out to me. I was very happy and very comforted with the service by CAL representative. Other stories to tell. Anyway, we're heading up to the hour of 8 o'clock, and we'll take the 8 o'clock and discuss. And when we come back, we'll continue to engage you. But we have some more callers on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning. Well, I am so glad that you mentioned that came out here. And it's true. I don't know. People taking everything for granted. And I'll tell you something, Mukesh. Stories. You know, Mukesh, that only yesterday, Jamaica would have recorded 6 more new cases. And those 6 more new cases are imported cases. So the point Dr. Wheeler was making yesterday news conference with the Ministry of Health, when we open the borders, we can expect a surge, a rise in coronavirus cases in Trinidad and Tobago. And I even mentioned to you this morning that across in Guyana, they would have recorded the most number of cases in a single day in Guyana. So while we can describe ourselves as quote-unquote COVID-free for the moment, that's where our challenges will come from.
We must open the borders.
Well, I agree.
At some point. If we cannot feed ourselves, if we cannot sustain ourselves, we depend on food, then the outside countries will have leverage on us. And
So-
if they say open the borders.
So I take issue with some people talking about open the borders, let people travel from one jurisdiction to another. When you do that, my friend, you put yourself at risk. Do we have the capacity in the health system? Do we have to deal with all of these expected cases when the borders open?
Well, it's a matter of time because, listen, if a vaccine is not found in a few months or in a year, people themselves within the country here will want to leave and go. We have to learn to live with time.
It's the new normal.
It's the new normal.
All right, let's take this final call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, quickly, yeah? Because you had enough to do it.
Yes, say this. Henrik.
Yeah.
When you travel to get this connect on that damn airline, you get an upgrade or what?
No, man. I'm just offering you. I don't have the luxury of flying first class like you fellas, I don't have that luxury. Anyway, we up to the 8 o'clock news hour. When we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. Stay with us here. 9 Pepper.
Time has come. New 97.5. A choice. Something for everyone. 975 FM. Music for you. It's all about
Lake Elisha Limited and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day.
This is the 8 a.m. news on U97.5, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. I am Irma Ratan Singh. Good morning. A move to allow same-sex people to apply for protection orders under independent senators voted in favor of the measure. Government senators voted against the order and opposition senators abstained. The amendment was proposed by independent Senator Hazel Thomas, IA. The Senate sat yesterday to debate the Domestic Violence Amendment Bill. Heritage Petroleum Company Limited plans to increase its security measures to a cut in Barrackpore on Friday. Responding to a question in the Senate, Minister of Energy and Energy Industries Franklin Khan said incidents like these in southwestern peninsula have been a perennial problem over the years. He said the incident was a dangerous exercise and the perpetrators were lucky that the lines were dormant.
To increase mobile patrol in areas with the assistance of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Force. Very importantly, asks the community assistance in helping to monitor the assets of heritage, where possible to implement a CCTV camera system, and more importantly to establish a hotline so that these incidents can be reported to Petrotrin directly.
The voice of Minister Franklin Khan. Government says measures are in place for dealing with the prospect of a second wave, including South Korea, are reporting a second wave of coronavirus infections. Health Minister Terence Diyal Singh said 3 ministries are looking at possibility of a second wave being spurred by infected food and pharmaceuticals.
Under the Chemistry, Food and Drugs Division, and also the Ministry of Agriculture. So you have 3 ministries with public health experts and the Ministry of Health to ensure especially food and pharmaceuticals is minimal.
The voice of Minister Diyal Singh. The stick fighting community has been plunged into mourning. This as a Moruga stick fighter has been murdered. A report said 50-year-old stick fighter Matthew Brown was at the home of a close female friend at St. Mary's Village, Moruga on Sunday night when he was shot. The gunman stood from outside the house and fired at his friend's bedroom, hitting him in the chest. Investigations are continuing. 2 men have been arrested at Protection Unit for sexually assaulting minors. The first is a 49-year-old man from Moruga. He was charged with 1 count of sexual penetration of a minor. The incident allegedly occurred while the 17-year-old victim. Meanwhile, the Tobago Division Task Force executed a search warrant at the home of a 32-year-old man. There, they found a 16-year-old female victim who had been reported missing since May. CPU officers were informed and conducted inquiries. The accused was subsequently arrested and charged. Regionally, the Health Ministry is reporting all patients are Jamaica residents. The ministry said 1 arrived on a flight from the United States and 3 on a cruise ship. The other 2 cases are imported. This increases the COVID tally to 665. Internationally, Florida topped 100,000 coronavirus cases, with many of those who tested positive being young people. In response, the Miami mayor has ordered everyone to wear face covering. And that brings us to the end of the news to 8 a.m. Join us as update. I am Irma Ratan Singh. Good morning.
Limited and the Trinidad and Tobago News Day. A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited of 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. For all your hardware materials from foundation to finish. Not forget, we have it all at A&S Hardware and the General Contractors Limited, located at 107 Bonaventure Road in Gasparillo. Just call Tiki Ali at 650-2180.
A&S Hardware are wholesalers and retailers of plywood, an assortment of lumber, galvanized pipe, hollow section, and steel. Customers can enjoy special prices on white pine and pitch pine doors.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liquor, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every occasion. Come in and take advantage of our specials at reduced prices on liquor, wholesale, and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For host, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Canupia. Shiklisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
For quality items, visit Super Quality Supermarket of Endeavour Road, Chiguanas, and Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, as well as Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket, Cuba Car Park, for all your grocery items, liquor, fresh fruits, and vegetables, not forgetting their bed and bath section, and kitchen appliances for your home. With so many items to choose from, take advantage of our great prices and our 3 locations, Trin City Industrial Estate in Trin City, Endeavour Road, Chiguanas, and Cuba. For quality items, super quality, and Quality Cash and Carry Supermarket.
Puzzle lovers, rejoice! Your free 24-page Newsday puzzle book is now available twice a week, only in your Trinidad and Tobago Newsday. Now you really can look forward to staying home. Newsday, independent and credible.
Come back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. It's just about 10 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock. And let me remind you that time check came to you through the kind courtesy of Radio 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. Note that you can call us here this morning at 636-7547 and 227-5739. Those are the numbers to get into our program as we continue to engage you in discussion on some of the issues of the day. And Mukesh Token, yesterday I listened to the Ministry of Health press conference as they attempt to keep the people of Trinidad and Tobago up to speed as to some of the measures and some of the areas of concern with regards to the COVID-19. And on this very same program, or rather raise issues and concern as to what is happening with the salary review grant. Well, yesterday I listened to the Minister of Communications that 25,000 people who would have applied for the salary relief grant would have gotten such. That is 25,000 people would have received such. But there's a release this morning coming from the Ministry of Social Development. I just thought I'd mention it to you and the listening audience. According to the release, all applicants will be advised whether a payment was made or if the application was rejected via text messages. The ministry wishes to thank the public for their patience and understanding period in our country. The release said, let's continue to cooperate as we forge ahead to bring our country to full recovery. The point I'm making here to you is this. A number of people would have made an application, Mukesh, to get this various grants from the Ministry of Finance through the Ministry of Social Development. Some would have not been able to receive such. So the ministry is saying, okay, fine. A determination will be made whether or not you would have qualified for that grant. And if you are as to what is happening, you will get a message, a text message informing you that, well, okay, your application would have been rejected.
Well, people definitely will want to know if they are entitled to the grant, if their application was accepted, when they might be able to get it, whether it's in a month time, in 2 months' time, in a week's time, and give them some sense of comfort that it has been accepted, and it's just like the processing now, and they will get their
Well,
grant.
the processing of these applications, but note too that since more public servants would have reported for duty as of yesterday, well, we can expect that this entire system will be expedited. We have some callers here on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning to you.
You Mr. Kenrick.
Good morning, Kimoti.
Big people, boy. Throwing rubbish all over the road, boy. And the place stink. And they do it over and over and over. When you talk to them, they're watching you and they give you back talk. Just imagine that. You understand?
Well, the burning issue here, Mukesh.
Yeah.
People arbitrarily dumping garbage. I mean, I would have talked about that on a number of occasions on this program. Dumping garbage indiscriminately, blocking water courses and what have you. And with the rains upon us, well, we can expect more and more flooding.
Well, listen, people's problem are with other people. You're in one political party, your problem is with the people in the next political party. You're in one religion, the next religion. Your neighbor look, people have problems with the people, with other people. So whether people dumping garbage, people driving bad, people behavior, So our problem, is not really with animals and what also happened. That's why we pass laws so that to people to ease up any little conflict and thing. That is why laws.
While I was in the newsroom there, I got a text message from one of our regular callers, and he's the question as to whether or not Trinidad and Tobago borders should be reopened. And I said to him, not at this time, given what is happening in neighboring countries. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Mr. Kenrick, hear this. When rain's falling, right? The drivers and them don't look on the heart. There's splatter water and they go and they blow their horn.
Yeah, one thing with Kimoti, she is always in the country,
Listen, if you see a pool of water and you're by the road, some driver is going to drive into the water and you will get wet. So simple thing, what you do, you take the responsibility on yourself, not on the driver. Because one of the drivers will be reckless enough to drive into the water. So you keep yourself a little distance and keep yourself dry and safe and thing. So while, yes, Kimo, you could condemn the driver, but of course don't stand when you see a pool of water in the road. Stand aside.
All right. Well, Mukesh, let's look at the politics of the day. The United National Congress would have named a number of their candidates to face the poll come 2020. There are some outstanding constituencies which have not, which do not at this time a name and I'm still asking the question, and maybe somebody outside here can give me an answer this morning as to whether or not Rodney Charles will face the electorate for Naparima and Provincetown MP Barry Padarat. We don't know whether he's in the country or not, but I'll try it. A question was posed to me whether he's in the country or not. I cannot say. I don't know.
Well, it was screened virtually. That's one. But Rodney Charles, that screening took place last week. Earlier than that, a result should have been given already as to who the candidate could be. Maybe
our good friend Brian Big might be able to tell us that. But there are a number of quote-unquote safe seats of the UNC that needs the candidate have not been named. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Okay. And this man is the MP Rodney Charles.
Well, Rodney Charles is the member of parliament for Naparima. I don't know whether he would have been confirmed as the candidate. No, well, this is what I'm telling you. Rodney Charles is the member of parliament for Naparima. I don't know whether or not he would have been confirmed again as the candidate for that constituency. All right, friend. Well, thank you very much for your contribution here with me this morning. But as I said before, Mukesh, in these quote-unquote safe seats, it doesn't matter what candidate you put up, so to speak. The voting pattern tells you that they will continue to vote for the United National Congress. But the real chart, East-West corridor, where you have these marginal seats, this is where an election is made, or whether you win the election or whether you lose the election, the marginal seats.
Well, it's other seats to marginal. Shogunas East, Moruga Tableland, is that still marginal, or do you feel it has gone one way?
Well, Moruga Tableland, look, in the main, Moruga Tableland, Barakpo, and I make no apologies for saying this, I think that former member of parliament for the Moruga Tableland area, Clifton Dukoto, would have done a tremendous job, especially in the Barakpo area. And for some reason or the other, he was voted out of office, and in came Lovell Francis. I would not have seen, and I traveled to a basis Mukesh, and I can tell you, I have not seen anything much in terms of improvement in infrastructure to give one the feeling that maybe the PNM can run away with the seat. It will be a very, very tough fight indeed between Winston Gypsy Peters and there's a young lady, Michelle. Yesterday, a friend called and asked me, she's always engaged in the politics of the day, called and asked if I know anything of this candidate for Shogunas West, Dinesh Rambali. Well, I tried to do some research, and I have not come up with it.
Shogunas West and thing, Charlieville, Pierre Road, etc. They can give us a call and let us know what they think about their new candidate, if they're excited. Or.
But, you know, whenever any... and they talk about challenges with who win the seat and you sit in parliament, you find in essence nothing has really changed. More things remains the same, Mukesh. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Yes, hi, good morning, Kenrick, and good morning, Mukesh.
Good morning. How are you?
Yes, this Dinesh Rambali comes on Jagrati every week. He was one of the lawyers who was in charge against Satmaraj.
Okay.
So he is associated, I believe he's one of the Jagrati or Masaba lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's there every week. He speaks on the television on that station.
All right.
He come like a Friday afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and then Wednesday evening they have a program, I think like from 7 to 9.
And hold on. And where are you calling from, ma'am?
Who, me?
Yeah. Some Central. Okay. I thought you would have been probably calling from the Shogunas West constituency.
No, well, what happened, I know his name associated, and then he was one of the lawyers.
It is Rudy Anderson.
Yes.
Yes, okay, ma'am. Well, thank you very much. You know, sometime next week we'll try to get in touch with Rudy Anderson Mukesh and find out from him how 20 general election. And more so, I know that he would have spoken to me on a number of occasions about the wave of criminality in the central area, to the poor infrastructure and the pipe-borne water, lack of pipe-borne water, you know, the regular challenges that these members of parliament face.
Well, when you were talking about Dinesh Rambali and the caller called, I thought she would have mentioned that, well, he did work in Shogunas West. I would have preferred if, rather than just the lawyer from Masaba, that he would have done work. He's well known in Shogunas West.
And I think, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
He's a member of a party group. He's in the Shogunas West executive. He has served the politics. So we heard nothing of that nature.
Let's take this call up. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Kenrick. Morning, Mr. Baburam.
Good morning to you, my friend, Mr. Eli. How are you going? What's happening?
Cool, man, cool.
Well, before you finish with your contribution, I know you're a cricket fan, and maybe you can share with me what you think about West Indies tour. What do you think? Go ahead.
Well, Kenrick, we have such a shortage of cricket. I was disappointed initially some of these young star players not going.
Mm-hmm.
You can't vex them. If your health is your health.
Mm-hmm.
If you choose not to go, well, so be it. But at least it opens the opportunity for other players. Because Sunday I was in discussion with our Australian fella, and he have an invitation to go down there and see some cricket. But I tell him, we only come in when you come with a good team.
Mm-hmm.
And right now in the process. So hopefully, I don't like this strategy. We go in England and taste like fire. As far as I'm concerned, Shannon Gabriel, it not taste like fire.
Mm-hmm.
So
Shiraz Khan.
Yes, he said he coming to revolution Shogunas West.
Well, he leads a one-man organization, you know.
Yeah, well, I was at this call Mr. Baburam to be manager.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the fella's style. What you have to say who don't like him, that he business.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see, for too long we just sitting kind of way and we ain't getting the point across.
On an observation, last year I journeyed to Faizabad, and usually you would have a labor leader and he would have an entourage or followers with him, yes?
Yeah.
Right. But for a number of years now, sure, it represents the association of which he belongs to, the Sheep and Goat Farmers Association. There's only one green you see, but only he alone.
No, man, he alone, but you can defend yourself, eh?
Yeah, only he alone, yeah.
So if I was living in Shogunas West, I'd be tempted to give my ballot.
Shogunas East.
Yeah, but listen to him. He said, look, he went for social justice. And he is contesting independently in Shogunas East. But having said that, he said he would have spoken to the Movement for Social Justice political leader, David Abdullah, and they would have come to an agreement that the MSJ will not contest the Shogunas East seat.
Newspaper. Our own queen give the mayor of Spain a deadline.
Yeah, an ultimatum. Yeah,
move that statue. Now, who give these people authority to give people ultimatum? So, I mean, sometimes a marijuana going by parliament, next thing they legalize marijuana. It's a sort of mad people in this place doing total nonsense. So sometimes I wonder if the decent thinking Trinidadian do ever see this thing by.
Well, she also added that if a decision is not coming in the near future, well, then she will not be responsible for some of the actions taken by, let's say, members of that group.
Well, that is a diplomatic trick she give it there. Because she being of royalty, she's the queen here.
No, but hold on. What's your take? I mean, you would have been, part of, let's say, the 1970s, coming back there and so on. Your take on this call to Christopher Columbus?
I'm not in support of that, Kenrick. You can't change history. History done up like 500. You can't change history. So if you don't like something, what give you the authority to go and change it? Leave it as it. As you say yesterday, the Gandhi village had a name before. I didn't get the name correct.
Cooleywood.
Right. So, I mean, you can't go and change. Leave it as it is gradually, and over time it might change for the better.
Well, I'm still hoping that maybe someone outside here can share with me this morning. What is your contention in the main? What is the issue? What is the objective in removing the statue and by extensions to the back in the background there, my friend? This morning, eh?
No, Kenrick. I cool and I behaving myself. I think sabbatical leave here.
Okay. Let's take another call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Morning again, Mr. Kenrick.
Good morning, my friend.
This thing about Columbus. Don't tell me that is the history. Columbus didn't discover anything. Because when he came here, he met people here. And most of the places Columbus went, he met people. And that is the problem. That is the problem. And that the story that the Europeans give to us are not true. That is why today we are asking to remove Christopher Columbus. We're not saying the story.
Hold on. You are saying that the story written by the Europeans are not true. What is the true story? What is the truth?
The true story that didn't they met the Arawaks and Indians and Indians here? The same lady that we referring to as the Queen. But then you didn't discover anything.
No, but
you came to a new world with new people.
Well, what is it? What is the history? You tell me. What is the truth?
Well, the history is that in Trinidad at the time that there were people here, and the history is that Chris saved those same people, and when that couldn't work, then they brought in African slaves.
Well,
that is what we.
My friend, I studied West Indian history. I studied Caribbean history, and I do not want to go into any debate with you. You cannot rewrite history. The history was written from a European point of view. If you want to rewrite history, you are free to go ahead and do so and give your take on it. Hello, good morning, welcome. Okay, I'm sorry to miss your call. You can call us back.
Yeah, let me just make my point there, Kenrick, before we go to the commercial break. The Caribbean Arawaks down here, etc. We are trying to discover alien life. Suppose at some point we discover alien life. Then they once we discovered it was there already.
It was there already, yeah.
People are still discovering up to a few years some Amazon tribes. New discovery, a new tribe. The life was there already. So, yes, they discovered from a European perspective.
That's the point I'm making.
They set out forth. Yeah. They never knew it was there before. And they discovered it. The Arawaks didn't discover themselves. It's the Europeans came and discovered them. So, all right, let's go in the morning and take this break. We shall be right back.
Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited, number 86 Pearville, opposite the TSTT Exchange in Mayaro. We specialize in all types of meats, dry goods, liqueur, beverages, ice, LPG, gas, motor oils, stationery supplies, and photocopying. We also provide rentals of tents and chairs for your every our specials at reduced prices on liqueur, wholesale and retail. We are open every day, even on public holidays, for your convenience. TT Post services are available here at Kathy's Cool Spot Enterprises Limited of number 86 Pearville, Mayaro, where our friendly staff will be happy to serve you.
Kelton Puran Manufacturers Limited of 44 Bay Road, Bamboo Village, La Romaine, and importers, gin, roof bolts, hold-down bolts, nipples, washers, hinges, sag rods, face basin, brackets, shovels, spades, door frames, etc. Telephone them on 657-4716 and fax number 657-4952. Email us at mltd@yahoo.com.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper. We have some other callers here on the line. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, my friend. How are you?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Cuba North now, one of the solutions.
Mm-hmm.
One is Miss Madras Village.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish our parties, any one of them can call them up for screening. Maybe Pepper or COP or somebody. I might rather vote for them than to vote for Miss Ramona. And as to the COVID...
No, but hold on. As you touch on the representation of one Ramona Ramdial, and there's an expectation that she may return as a candidate for Couva North. Mind you, I said there is an expectation.
Yeah.
See, improvement in terms of infrastructure and in terms of empowering young people within the Couva North jurisdiction. Have you seen any improvement? Go ahead.
Absolutely not. Not even in the past 10 years that she's been
So,
there.
if you have to rate her, let's say, representation, what would you say?
0 minus?
That's a feeling grade, yeah?
Yeah, I just want to say something else. So, really say, as vulnerable humans, can we stop it? I don't think so, you know. Because even when the house, we humans are very, very vulnerable. Those things, grass and vines are even more powerful than us, you know.
I think the sentiments being expressed by a reluctance to open the borders, you know. It's this seen in other jurisdictions. The health system, can we cope with such a situation?
No, we cannot, because our island is too small. It is too contained. If we have to deal with it, maybe we cannot deal with it. Right? So, and this is my concern. I say, the worm, the snake comes out of the apple as a worm, and it grows. If we only allow these people to come from abroad, and it starts here, the whole country is wiped out.
All right, well, I hear you. And hence the reason why I ran that story this morning in Jamaica, where Jamaica borders would have been open and so on, Mukesh, and they would have had 6 additional. Let's take this call on the line. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning to you. The president of the 2x4 club. What happened to that 2x4 club? You're like Shiraz Khan. You only have one member.
Wait. That is the man aiming the club at. I want that guy to call the station and tell the station why goat meat so expensive.
Oh, God.
Huh? There are some bony goat members will be selling in a little shed by the side of the road. It's expensive. You may get a little bit of chew. The bone damage your gum.
Well, no. There's some, look, if you do economics, there's something called supply and demand. If there's a demand for a product, you'll find that
it can make it safe. He could mine a 2 goat by him. Look.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Columbus Bay down in South Trinidad. Are we going to rename Columbus Bay? Well, we just don't know. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Good morning, Kendrick.
Hi, good morning, my friend from Cipro Street, San Fernando. How are you doing?
Hi there, man. Water in the holes in South open early today, man.
Very early.
Yeah, I saw some down the Richland Junction there, the connector road there. They open already and wait.
And so on.
Well, I didn't see anybody in the place yet. They're waiting, I say, on people.
But even some of these watering holes, as stipulated by the Ministry of Health through their guidelines, I am not seeing these businesses have what you call sinks on the outside, Mukesh, with hand sanitizers and so on. There's an absence of such. Go ahead.
I saw a few. Most of them are them.
All right.
To the caller with the Columbus statue that was speaking earlier on, and he said that Columbus did not discover the West Indies. And it was already existing. It is true, you know. It was already existing. Columbus didn't come here and make Caribbean and Arawak, but he discovered here on behalf of the Queen Isabella of Spain.
That's
right?
when the European
New World, right? And he on a trip funded by I think the Queen Isabella of Spain or something that he came and discovered here. It was existing already, right? When a new drug, they say a new drug it existed in the plants and plant based, and they discover it, right? And then they give it out to people and disseminate it. But it is there already, drugs, right? And so I don't like to put down people, but he seems to be conveniently illiterate, right? Thank you very much.
Okay, friend. Well, we cannot form an opinion of a gentleman because he do not share your view. You know, he has that right to share his view and support whatever argument he may wish.
Well, yes. Again, you know, this thing about discovery. It is because it's a capitalist kind of view. And
then it brings into question, Mukesh, is it a hate campaign? Or is it that's a cause which is worth fighting for? Is it a hate campaign?
It's a cause of reverse racism. You know, some people don't even know that they're racist.
Yeah. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Morning, Mukesh. Morning, Kenneth.
Hey, good morning, friend. How are you doing?
Good, man. Now, yesterday, I passed and I take a good look at the Columbus. And somebody like Nora in Cafayette. You know what that is? That, you know, Piccadilly Street where they build the home for the poor people and the homeless? Just after the Tavalo Square with that. Now, I want to kind of agree with Camden and Springer. Who like Moriah on it? They do the right thing. Who are the crime people? So they get to move here. I don't know if they're going to start causing the crime. You see, they're going to stop the crime. And give the homeless people the square to go and lime and all that kind of stuff. Because they're going to shoot them.
All right, friend. That's your contribution. Thank you very much about crime and criminality in this country today. I wonder where's Fuad Abu Bakr and all these people who would have organized that march, that demonstration at the Queen's Park Savannah some weeks ago. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
I didn't know you could discover something.
It must be there.
And that's the point I'm making. You're talking here about Christopher Columbus did not discover anything. It's the Europeans who came to the New World and discovered a new world.
Yes.
To 975. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Ken. Morning, Mr. Babura.
All right. Good morning, friend. Good morning.
Mr. Babura, you see the thing on the TV last night. The fella improvised on the mask.
Yes.
Right. Well, I was telling a lot of people that, and one more thing, representative for Caroni Central. Because we don't see him, as I said before, we don't see him whether somebody rolling him around now with a chair. No, this is not joke, my friend. This is not joke. Even the last time when they had the local election around my area, again, have manhole now, and swimming pool on the road, my friend. And it's very hurtful. They go and do this thing on the phone, elect them back. I want to say elect them back, for the screening then.
Butiwari,
Dr. Butiwari, yes,
who's the member of parliament for Caroni Central. One must take into consideration to Mukesh that as an opposition MP, you find it very challenging to really effect any change within your community, because most of the time your thoughts and your argument.
Limited things you could do as an opposition MP. Look, the man who's a classical singing. Can we get more than Clean Rivers ending, but you could host a classical.
Let's take this caller. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5.
India. But they have donated land for cemetery and for schools and all that. Hopefully, I know all this argument, probably the historians will come forward and enlighten us. Example named Barataria. Barataria come from the mill, Silver Mill. It's from a mill. I heard the Silver Mill, Barataria. My good friend in Barataria, he's claiming Barataria, but he just come to live in Barataria recently. You don't know the meaning. All is eating the link. All is the link is of 500 years ago. The Amerindians, the Carib, they was here long before Columbus came. And I hopefully that people who contribute to develop Trinidad and Tobago will be recognized for it.
No,
and then we get some true history.
No, and I maintain my position, which is you cannot rewrite history. Even the simple name as Princestown came to Princestown. I think that was in 1845, around that time. And hence the town was named after these two princes. So it all links with colonialism, Mukesh. So what are we going to do? Change all of these names?
Well, we are tied up with colonialism. It's part of us. It's part of. It's not only part of sea.
It's and also too. Cricket. We inherited cricket from
Yes,
Britain.
from
England.
Britain.
What? Are we not going to play cricket?
Stop it, Kenrick.
Are we not going to play football?
Stop the cricket.
Yeah. Hello, good morning, and welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, Kenrick. I had something to mention to you, and I forgot earlier on that I was in Chaguanas yesterday, and I used a piece of road from a little connecting road. I think it's Endeavour First Street that connects up opposite Chan Ramlal Hardware to the other side. That is the worst road in Trinidad and Tobago. Cat Road. You have to do something about it. It takes up 5 minutes to drive what would normally take about 50 seconds. Right? It is one of the worst roads that I ever came across. Right? Apart from the little traces and things that are unpaved, but it's one of the, and it's in the boroughs of Chaguanas. Right? Mr. Mayor, Mrs. Mayor, look after that. It is the worst thing in Chaguanas. Thank you.
All right, we need to take a commercial break at this time, my friend. I know we have a number of callers coming just for a moment. We need to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue with our discussion. Stay with us here, 975.
Are you in your joints and back area? Well, your relief is here with Ridopain Liniment. Ridopain Liniment gets rid of fibrositis today. It really works. Available at Bartlett Drugs and all leading pharmacies nationwide.
Care of Southern Main Road for all your plumbing and electrical supplies, water heaters, filters, and water pumps. Plus, all parts for Gould, Pentax, and Leo pumps. Choose from leading brands such as Cooper, Varma, BT Sino, Leviton, and General Electric. Call 665-6954 for more information. KY's Electrical Supplies Limited of Southern.
Yes, indeed, and welcome back to 975 FM Hot Like Pepper as we move up to the hour of 9 o'clock. It's just about a 14 minutes with some beautiful music from our studio here in Couva in central Trinidad. Note that you can also catch us live on YouTube at RCL, that is RCLU975. Let's go into YouTube, type RCLU975, and you can catch us live this morning. So you can actually make a determination as to what both Mukesh Babura and myself will over. Yeah, Mukesh, reading here with interest, and I'm saying this to you because we would have mentioned it yesterday. Long lines at the passport offices in San Fernando. You have elderly people, you have children lining sun, waiting to get into the building. To me, it is unacceptable. You cannot provide a service for people, taxpayers of this country, and you having them wait 2 hours to get a simple document. It is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
It is shameful, not just unacceptable, but it's shameful, and it's the lackadaisical attitude of officers or ministers or people who really don't care, or you know. How come we have reached this situation?
Well, and the thing about it is, more things change, more it remains the same. You would have put new processes in place, new systems in place, calling on public servants to behave in a particular way. But when you go to access these services, then you realize, well, hey, what? We just been in top and modern. There's one set of old talk. Policies are being mandated by the ministry. It is this. The public is now required to make appointments online instead of call-ins appointments as was previously done. When you make a call to these numbers, you get no response, none whatsoever. And even when you do get a response, you find the officer on the other line, on the other side, giving you a different story altogether. So as I said, more things change, more it remains the same. Hence the reason why I asked my friend the question this morning as to what is happening like for your birth certificate and death certificates and so on. My understanding, nothing has changed.
Well, I think in many instances, the more things change, the more they remain the same. But in a few instances, it becomes worse. In this instance, the passport, I feel it is becoming worse now. The length of time, the way you have to wait, you know, how to get your appointment, etc.
And you remember, people would have made appointments in last year. I know of a particular individual who would have made an appointment last year, would have gotten an April date, but because of the COVID-19, couldn't keep that. Now they're asking these people to call in. Now you have to make your appointment online. When you go there, you are being... Look, it's simple, you know. If in the office you can facilitate 25 people per day, give that 25 people an appointment for the day. If you miss the appointment, well, that's another story altogether. But you can accommodate 25 people or 25 persons per day to handle 25 people. And you have... Even though you go to collect a passport, rather than people lining up, all you can do is call the necessary individual and say, well, okay, we have your passport available. We would like you to collect it on so-and-so date at so-and-so time. Simple, you know.
But I went Point Fortin because of, I wanted a shorter date for appointment. Shogunas was long. When I went Point Fortin and, you know, I filled out everything, was okay. Went to collect, they said, go Shogunas and collect. When I went to collect my passport, then they said something was wrong, and I have to go back Point Fortin now.
Can you imagine frustration?
So the day to collect passport, I give it an extra week. They say go in about 7 weeks. I'll give it an extra week now. So when I went, they say, well, you have to go back Point Fortin. I go back Point Fortin now. Say, all right, follow. It's just about one line or some kind of thing. Go back to Shogunas in about 2 or 3 weeks. I can't remember, or say a month. And then I went back again. No, I was wondering now. They couldn't call me. My number is there. If something is, because the immigration officer checked everything and everything was clear. But if for your fault, something was wrong, give me a call and say, listen, now I end up within, every time to come in 7 weeks, I'll give you an extra week. So I end up within 8 weeks. Tell me, you have to go back Point Fortin.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to 975. Good morning.
Good morning, Kendrick.
Good morning, dear. How are you?
I am good. Yes.
Well,
yes,
you have to take
killing,
one.
It's killing here.
Yes. The Saharan dust will be with us until weekend.
Yeah. Good morning, Mukesh.
Good morning to you, Meena Maharshi.
And I was one of the fortunate one last year. Well, I applied in November for my passport. I was so lucky. Well, it had expired a good 2 years because I didn't travel for a long time. And my daughter sent a letter, and they accepted it, and I got my new passport in December month. They called me very fast. So I was so lucky. And if it wasn't for this COVID, I would have traveled already.
When you talk to anyone who would have made an application for a passport, Mukesh, they will tell you of the frustration that they go through on a daily basis. And here it is. There's a very graphic photograph here, published in one of the newspaper today, where there was a long line of people outside the immigration office on Knox Street, San Fernando yesterday, as dozens waited to enter.
To get office. A birth certificate also, if you go San Fernando, Kenrick. I remember for my birth certificate because the new copy died last year or year before. Because San Fernando, when I went, was chaos. I see this, I understand. So whichever part of the country I understand, I head there.
Well, it's just a part of the frustration people face on a daily basis, Mukesh. And whether you change a government or not, citizens of this country, I feel it for the elderly. I feel it for the elderly when you have to sit, rather sit, but you have to stand up, wait, and the manner in which you are treated by some of these security officers is another question altogether. Hello, good morning. Welcome to 97.5. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
You can still get a birth certificate or death certificate within 20 minutes in San Fernando, but at a special cost.
At a cost.
Right?
Okay.
On the outside, somebody goes inside and bring it out for you within about 15 minutes time.
No, all right. Well, I hear. Not that I am condoning such an act, but sometimes people who do not want to face the frustration and all of these challenges would prefer to pay $100, Mukesh. While it is not right, prefer to pay that $100 to get this important piece of document.
Rather than you have to go 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and line up and for hours and hours, and then go through the frustration. Man, go say, let's take the 100 and go. Yes. Yeah.
Well, I think that's it for our program for the day, Mukesh. The Bees Hi-Fi is already in the studio, we need to make way for him. We're inviting you to join us again tomorrow, just after the 6 o'clock hour, where we'll do this all over again. Thick blanket of Saharan dust with us. It will last, according to the Met Office, until Friday, and we need to take all of the necessary precautions. Drink a lot of water, Mukesh, and if you are suffering from any respiratory ailments, well, you need to be careful. Stay indoors, people. Stay indoors.
Well, Saharan dust won't stop the politicians. Those who are campaigning at this time, Kenrick, Saharan dust or flood or whatever, they will be campaigning house to house, so be accommodated.
Yeah. Well, as I said, the bacchanal now started. Good morning, people. Take care of yourself. You can catch us again tomorrow, just after the 6 o'clock hour. I'm Kenrick Jaggernaut.
I'm Mukesh Baburam.
Good morning, people. Take care.